Welcome dear students to certificate course on groundwater exploration organized by Department of Geology Sri Shivaji Science College Amravati. I, Saurabh Paunikar, Assistant Professor Department of Geology Sri Shivaji Science College Amravati will be discussing today's topic on here. In this 3D diagram we can very well see this area is having a certain slope in this direction from here to over here, okay, and there will be some surface water in the form of streams, okay, or lake, and this area is representing your soil zone, and this together it is your unsaturated zone, that is also called as your Wado's zone, right? The pore spaces in this rock formation do have groundwater, but it is not completely filled with groundwater, it is partially filled with air. That is why this area is also called as zone of aeration, okay. And after a while there is a stage where all the rock pores are completely filled with water, and that is nothing but your zone of saturation. And this line demarcating the upper boundary of zone of saturation is nothing but your water table level. This is your water table level, okay. And some of the water is uprising due to capillary action from this water table level, and that is nothing but your capillary fringe. Now water, even groundwater, is flowing in this direction under the influence of gravity, as general slope is in this direction. That's why always the groundwater will flow in the under the influence of gravitational head, that is under the influence of gravity from higher elevation to lower elevation, okay. Here again this is a three-dimensional representation where water is infiltrating from the surface. This is soil zone. This, then again this is a water table. This will be zone of aeration, this will be your zone of saturation, and the rock formation bearing the water and which is also able to discharge the water, that is nothing but your aquifer. Some of the rocks are able to accommodate the water in them, like your shell, okay, but the pore spaces are not well connected, so it won't give water, so its permeability is very less or next to none. We can't say it is none, but those pore spaces are not very well connected, so its permeability is very less, so it's not, that won't be called as an aquifer. Aquifer should have good porosity and good permeability, okay. Again this is representation of capillary fringe. Now one needs to understand why we go for a well in summers is this water table level is not constant in a year, as after the rainfall the water table level may increase after the monsoon, and in summer times the water table level will go down comparatively to the monsoon times, right? That's why we uh, go for a well in a summers, that we want to tap this water table level which is in summers, okay, so that we get water, groundwater, in all 12 months, right? If we go for a well in say just after monsoon, we may get what groundwater in this level only, but what will happen in summers? Water table will deplete, okay, water table will go down, So these are nothing but seasonal fluctuations in water table. That's why want we usually go for drilling in for groundwater in summer times. Okay, even for dug well, even for bore well. Now, what is purged water table? In the zone of aeration, sometimes what happens, there is a small layer of unconfined strata. We have seen that confined and unconfined strata. That is, unconfined strata won't let water percolate down from it, right? So what will happen in this particular area, the water from seeping from this area will get accommodate in this portion. It won't go down till the actual water table. So what will happen in this small area, there will be a formation of pseudo water table, or a small area which is having a water but not sufficient enough. Actual water table level is down somewhere here. So if we go for a, let's say, a dug well, we will find a very shallow, we will find groundwater at very shallow area. But as this is very small patch, it won't be able to give you much of a groundwater. So the water will go dry in summers in this well. That's why we need to tap till actual groundwater, till here. That is your pseudo water table. This diagram is again telling about evapotranspiration from the surface and subsurface water, precipitation, recharge of the groundwater from the precipitation, right? So this recharge, it goes from unsaturated zone and it reaches to saturated zone. Okay, that's how the water level increases in monsoon, and as there is no recharge in summers, and usually more of discharge is there happening, it goes down in summer. So that's a reason that water level increases in monsoon and it goes down in summer. Here it is a two-dimensional diagram depicting, this is a bedrock which is supposed to be an unconfined strata, that is, water is not able to percolate down further from here. This is an unconfined or water bearing aquifer formation that is having porosity and permeability. Water which is recharging from here will go down till here and it will accommodate over here, right, in the pore spaces of rocks. This level is nothing but upper boundary of saturated zone is nothing but your water table, and above it it is an unsaturated zone. And what we try to do, we try to tap well in an saturated zone, right? So water can come from all this portion in this well, and as this well is in unconfined aquifer, the level in this well will be same as that of water table, at as this is in contact with atmosphere. Water table maps. A water table map represents the surface of an unconfined aquifer as represented by elevation contours. Measured water levels converted to elevation becomes the basis for contours of equal elevation. A resulting water table map shows the plane of unconfined water below ground within the triangle of space defined by the three measurement points. Depth to water table can be determined by installing wells that penetrate the top of saturated zone just far enough to hold standing water. Preparation of water table map requires that only well that have their well screens placed near the water table be used. If the depth to water is measured at a number of such wells throughout an area of study, if those water wells are referred to an common datum such as sea level, the data can be contoured to indicate the configuration of water table. Water table is continuously adjusting to changing recharge and discharge patterns. Therefore, to construct a water table map, water level measurements must be made at approximately same time. The resulting map is representative only of that specific time. Practical use of water table map. Estimating an approximate depth of a proposed well, the configuration of water table provides an indication of approximate direction of groundwater flow at any location on the water table. Lines drawn perpendicular to water table contours usually indicate the direction of groundwater flow along the upper side of groundwater system. Now, these are some example which are telling this is actually a water table map. Okay, now these points are indicating actual elevation of the water table in these wells as compared from mean sea level. Okay, so location of well and altitude of water table above sea level in feet. Okay, now these are actually water table contours. These are actually water table contours, that is water table level is represented over here. Okay, water table contour shows altitude of water table, contour interval is 10 and datum is sea level. So from sea level, what elevation of water is in this area is is average from this values. Okay, so this is at 150, this is as 140, this is as 130 and 120. Now the perpendicular lines to this contour are nothing but your flow direction. So these are the levels and water is flowing in this direction. As I said, it will always flow under the gravitational head. So it is 150, this is 140, this is 130. So that's why from higher elevation to lower elevation it is flowing. Water is flowing from this direction to this direction. What we did, we simply took the water table level of these wells, we compared those water table level with standard datum, that to be a mean sea level, and after that we averaged this values to draw some average lines which will be our contours, and we find out the flow direction, that is your water table map. Now let's discuss about piezometric surface. A confined aquifer is an aquifer below the land surface that is saturated with water. Above and below the confined aquifer are bounded or confined by layers of impermeable material. So we can consider this to be a sandwich system where aquifer is sandwiched between two impermeable formations. As a result, confined aquifer is under pressure of impermeable or confined layer, so that when this aquifer is penetrated by a well, the water will rise above the top of aquifer up to a point where it balances the atmospheric pressure. This imaginary surface conforming to the elevation to which water will rise in wells Penetrating an artesian aquifer is known as piezometric surface or potentiometric surface or pastic surface. This surface coincides with hydrostatic pressure levels of water in the aquifer. Water level in a well penetrating a confined aquifer defines the elevation of piezometric surface at the point. Groundwater in such aquifer extends an upward hydrostatic pressure, confined pressure on the top of confining layer. In this diagram, we'll understand more easily what is your piezometric surface or potentiometric surface. So now over here, this is a ground surface. Okay, ground surface, water usually percolates from here under the gravitational head, right? It will go down. The water will move under the gravitational head, as this is more elevated area, this is lesser elevated area. Water will be moving in this direction from here to here in groundwater in an aquifer. Okay, now this is a simple aquifer, this is an unconfined aquifer where there is no confining strata over here. Okay, now this clay is a confining strata, confining unit, that is the water from here is not allowed to percolate down. Okay, so water is restricted in this portion only. Now this confining strata, again there is a aquifer beneath this confining strata. So this aquifer is not actually getting recharge from the water which is coming from this region, but it is actually getting recharge from the water which is coming from this region. Okay, so this formation is exposed somewhere else and it is getting recharged from here. Okay, so water is percolating in this strata from here, but now what is the situation? There is a confining strata, so water is not moving upward from here, it is going in this direction only, and again there is a impermeable formation beneath this. So in this two impermeable formation, this aquifer is sandwiched, and that's why it is also called it is called as a confined aquifer. Okay, as it is sandwiched between two confining strata. This is a confining strata which is impermeable formation, this is again a confining strata which is impermeable strata, and the aquifer beneath, sandwiched between these two type of confining units, it is your confining aquifer, confined aquifer. Okay, so now the water in this unconfined aquifer is in contact with atmosphere, right? So it will not, it will just rise till the water table, right? But the water in this portion in an confined aquifer is not in directly contact with atmosphere, it is under pressure. So what will happen, it will, when a well is placed in this aquifer, it will just gush out, it will come out, it will come out, right? It will come out till when? Till it is actually in equilibrium with atmospheric pressure. Okay, atmospheric pressure, ATM. So in this region, actually it is at this level, it is coming in equilibrium with atmospheric pressure. Okay, this this portion, this imaginary surface is the surface where this confined aquifer, water from this confined aquifer is coming in equilibrium with the atmospheric pressure, and this imaginary surface is nothing but your piezometric surface or potentiometric surface. So now, if mouth of your well is below this potentiometric or piezometric surface, it will be a flowing well. That the well will be flowing, the water will be coming out of this well, as it is coming from very high pressure zone, right? So it is also called as flowing well. Flowing. And this type of wells which are in confined aquifer are also called as artesian well. So this also is called as flowing artesian well. Then there is an another well which is tapped again in an confined aquifer. Now we need to understand this well is getting water from confined aquifer as well as unconfined aquifer, okay? But the water from this confined aquifer will push it, and it will rise, the level will rise till the potentiometric surface, till the it actually comes in equilibrium with atmospheric pressure, right? So mouth of this well is above this potentiometric surface. That's why it is not actually a flowing well, flowing artesian well. It is simply an artesian well. Again, there is a simple dug well which is in confined aquifer. So water level is apprised till only actual water table level in this region. Okay, again this is from Nagabhushan. It is telling us how actually groundwater system is working. This is an confined aquifer. It is getting recharged somewhere else, okay? And it is not getting recharged from the water percolating from this zone. There is an unconfined aquifer which is above this confining strata. This is a simple unconfined aquifer well, okay? Normal wells what we see. This is an flowing well in an confined aquifer, as it is below the potentiometric or piezometric surface. This is an piezometric surface, that is, this aquifer pressure balances with atmospheric pressure at this surface. This is an imaginary surface, right? Again, there is a non-flowing artesian well in an confined aquifer. As it is, its mouth is above potentiometric surface. This is a water table for an confined aquifer. And again there is a bedrock not which is again confining strata. So what we need to understand, all this is happening because uh, aquifer is sandwiched and is in pressure in between two confining stratas. Over here, as compared to over here, it is only having a confining strata beneath it. It is not bounded with bounded on upper side, right? That's why it is an unconfined aquifer and this is an confined aquifer. There is a place in France which gives this uh, which was which had much of confined aquifer, and n number of wells were drilled over there. That's why the name Artesian. Artis was the place, and the name came from there as an artesian well. Thank you.